You're listening to Real with Coach Herb and B, a podcast that brings you community and culture with your host, Coach Herb and B.
You can ask, it's okay.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Coach Herb. We're here at Settle Down Brewery.
Settle down, easy.
Easy.
Herb, you can't never start.
I know, I just saw Settle Down and I didn't see the easy. But
Stop looking at
this place is like unique. I've never been in a place where it's like you can hear your voice carry, which is probably not good for me because I tend to talk a little loud, but I'm going to try to tone it down a little bit.
Just project.
Yes,
exactly.
I'll try not to project. And this is my man Frank.
Hey, everybody.
He's the owner and the CEO and everything.
That goes right along with that, right?
I have two other amazing partners, so we all share everything. But
you do? Okay.
I'm blessed to be one of the three owners that own it.
You're the face of the business.
A little bit. I think the three guys all participate in their own way.
In their own way, yeah.
And
So
what are their names?
Jimmy and Chip.
Okay. Yes. All right.
Say that again.
Jimmy and Chip. And Jimmy is, a fan of yours because he is a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Oh, my man. My man.
I told him he was not allowed to be
I don't know about that.
Oh, man. Well, we don't have much to talk about right now.
Right now it's rough. See, I'm a Steeler fan.
Times are rough.
I'm in heaven.
Well, we'll see. We'll see next week. I think he'll probably beat the brakes off of us. We're ready to lose.
Oh, hold on.
Frank, my man. So you got your boys that you work with. And how many are there?
There's three of us.
There's
myself,
three, okay.
Jimmy, and Chip.
Jimmy and Chip. I love that name.
Yeah.
I don't know why when I hear that, I'm like, oh, man, Chip.
Because it's different.
Yeah. And you would think that Chip would be the one who would be like behind the bar running around, but Chip is actually
Behind the
He's the numbers guy.
the numbers guy.
He does
Isn't
all
that crazy?
the money.
Like he doesn't see. You can't say, "Hey, Chip, run these numbers." That doesn't even sound right, but he's the numbers guy, which is cool,
It was a beautiful relationship how we came together. We were living in Vienna. The family we lived beside, we were friends. I was making beer. We'd take it down to their house for parties, and I met Jimmy. He was the godfather of one of the children. And then Jimmy and I became friends. Our boys played football together and on the same team.
Okay.
All these teams in Vienna.
Yeah.
And we became deeper friends. And then he introduced me to Chip. And all of our wives enjoy a nice glass of wine. So they became friends. And then I was making beer for about 18 years. And Jimmy and Chip said, hey, teach us how to make beer. And that's how this whole thing started.
Were you making beer for yourself before?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Just like all of us, you have a passion towards something. I love pizza, so I wanted to learn how to make pizza dough.
Okay.
And then my wife was like, you love beer, try to make beer. So at Christmas, she got me a kit on how to make beer.
Wow.
And the first one was not good. And my wife was the best critic because she's like, it's not that good, but keep at it, keep trying. And then the next one was amazing. And she's like, see? Do the next one and the next one, and that's how it all started. And I love beer, and so I just had been making it for about 18 years, and different styles.
And so, like when you were doing that process, were you like writing down recipes, or were you kind of like winging it?
Yeah, when I first started, it was kind of winging it.
Yeah,
just like
that's why it turned out the way it did.
A grandma in the kitchen was like, add a pinch of this and a pinch of that.
Right.
I thought making beer was the same way, and it wasn't until a little bit later down the line I was like, I should record this when it's an amazing batch. I should probably keep this recipe and what degree did I mash in and what hop strain did I use that was slightly different or what yeast was different. So I had a whole catalog at that point to help memorialize those.
Yeah, 18 years of beer making will get you. You better have
a recipe.
Right.
The whole book.
The whole book.
Yeah.
Probably like this high.
That's right.
Stack of recipes, and do you refer to a few of them when you're like maybe trying a different beer and you were like, okay, I remember doing this, but I need to add maybe one or two things to make it this flavor?
Yeah, you're always, you're always trying to enhance it, and you're always trying to improve your craft.
Right.
So one of the things was always taking a look at what ingredients we used and how could we just enhance that just a little bit better to make it a better product.
Okay.
Funny enough, you're having our honey jalapeno.
It is absolutely delicious.
And that's a beer that was originally brewed as a honey rosemary beer. And when Jimmy, Chip, and I decided to form Settle Down Easy, the gentleman at Caboose lent us their Sabco homebrew system, and we were getting ready to make the honey rosemary beer. Jimmy's wife, Michelle, loved that. And right before I had the rosemary, Jimmy's like, hold on. I diced up a whole bunch of jalapenos in the kitchen. We're going to put jalapenos in this beer.
Wow.
And that's how that beer became. But it's all about that recipe engineering.
Yeah.
You're like saving your recipes and tweaking them. This is a great example of a beer that started off with a rosemary honey that has now become an award-winning jalapeno and honey beer.
And what award is that?
So, so back in January of this year, well, back in December, we submitted a few beers to the Best in Craft in Bend, Oregon. And one beer that won a gold medal was our honey jalapeno beer. And even, talk about you're like keeping your recipes. So even when we opened, we had this beer with honey and jalapeno. And we just kept making it better by adding serrano and habanero peppers until we found the right balance. Okay. And then based on our customers ordering more and more, we're like, wow, we're on to a unique beer.
Right.
And we said we should submit this one for a medal. And it won gold. And that really kicked off this year for us on a tremendous run. But that was really, really special.
Yeah. And then you said you also had some other things happen besides COVID. Other things happened that were really positive.
Yeah, we opened November 2018, so we're coming up on our 2-year anniversary, which is really, really special for us. It took a year to kind of understand the ebb and flow of the tasting room, understand the equipment, how to maximize it, how to be efficient with it. And the tipping point for us was in January when we submitted the honey jalapeno for the Best in Craft. We win the gold. The next day, Rate My Beer gave us the best new brewery in the state of Virginia. Wow. And then the Virginia Craft Beer magazine reached out and said, we want to do a small article on you. And after sharing the story, the editor said, this is a really special story, what you guys are doing. And then they gave us the entire centerfold of the magazine. So
that's pretty cool.
Those 3 things happened in January, February, and we were just, it was a rocket. And then this thing called COVID came down.
Snuck
COVID
right
19.
on in.
That thing is is another subject. We can't even go over that subject right now. But as far as like all your beers on tap, so do you guys like have a seasonal beer? Or, I'm so.
Herb, I just want to say this.
Herb is like learning as we go.
That's awesome.
I am really proud of all of your questions right now because he does not drink beer.
I don't drink beer.
That's awesome.
I'll taste it, but I also am now starting to figure out that
we're turning the corner.
Yes, they're turning the corner, and like I'm big on the
stout.
Right now.
That's 8.9%. That's why.
And probably that's why.
You have 2 of those.
You're feeling really good.
So then the stout is where it's at. I think it's just in my DNA. Let's just say.
No, but I love it. I love the question.
So so that's one of the things that
we chose when we were looking at what size system do we want to have. We chose to do a 5-barrel system. And we purchased that from American Beer Equipment out of Lincoln, Nebraska. And a 5-barrel system is so great because it turns about 8 to 10 kegs. So tomorrow we're going to brew the honey jalapeno beer that you're having, and we'll yield 8 to 10 kegs. So that means our beers that we put on tap, we have 12 beers on tap at all times. They're always fresh. They're always new.
Yeah.
But we do have 4 flagships that we'd like to have on tap the majority of the time, and that's our New England IPA, 2 Cloud 9.
Okay.
Our West Coast IPA Hopophonic, our #1 dried hop Kolsch, and this was the first beer that Jimmy, Chip, and I made as a group, and that's why it's called the #1 dry hop Kolsch.
Okay.
And then our honey jalapeno Sting that Bianca's having.
I want to try this one too.
So now as we go about that, because I have tasted a New England beer at another brewery, so now.
This will be delicious.
Yes.
This will be what I'm taking home.
Yes. So like I've been on the stout and the
cloudy
New England,
IPA.
Cloudy IPA.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those New Englands are incredible because
so good
from the hop profile and how you make that beer. You can get this grapefruit and orange juice and a hazy drink that looks like a glass of orange juice, but tastes unbelievably
so much
citrusy.
better.
Yeah. So it just
So
really
much
comes
better
down to
than
The cloudiness
orange
for me
juice.
is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is like that's probably one right now. If I was to be a beer connoisseur type person, I would say the New England and the Stout is my top two right now.
Well, it's funny, the New England is our number one seller in the brewery.
Okay.
It also has high distribution, so bars and restaurants, it's pretty high out there.
Okay.
And then the other one, seasonal, the Le Grand Chocolat Stout that you're having right now is very, very popular.
Yeah.
And one of the things we learned in opening the brewery is seasonality. You know, in the spring and summer, people don't want to drink these big stouts. But in the winter, when it's colder and you may have a stew at home or you have the crock pot going, that stout just complements that hearty dish so much better. And that's one of the things we're learning as we go through making beer. Yeah, steak and potatoes. That's a great beer with steak and potatoes.
Oh, yeah.
So we're learning that as we go. And then the Kolsch is a year-round, nice, crisp, light lagered beer that people come in, much like yourself, Herb, and they're like, I'm not a big beer consumer. I need something lighter. And we're not offended when someone comes in and says like a Bud Light, Miller Lite, or a Corona. You know, being a craft brewery, that's okay. We understand that. There's a palate out there for all, and our Kolsch is that light-bodied beer that people, once they taste it, are like, oh, I can enjoy this.
Yeah.
Enjoy this all.
And they
Has
really like
some
that.
familiarity.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
the taste.
I'm ready for like a.
I know. It's like
right? No.
I know, we have more questions.
What's your favorite style?
Let's not get into drinking all of the beer before we.
You know, I think it goes what we were talking about: steak and potatoes, a nice hearty stew. One of the beers, the Hopophonic. When my wife and I are behind the bar together, we finish a shift. We always have a Hopophonic together. It's become almost like a ritual for us.
Yeah,
We just enjoy it.
That's adorable. I like that.
And my wife just loves that beer, so we always have one together. But behind the label, this is our Doppelbock. So a Doppelbock was made way back in the day when the monks had a fast during the Lenten holiday, and what they did was made a beer that was real big, bready, biscuity. So this was actually nourishment that they would go through the Lenten holiday enjoying, where they would give up eating or fasting. This is also another great beer in the fall and winter. It's really big. It's 9.1. But I love, some people say it's like the chewiness of it, the bigness of the beer, and this is a beer that I just really enjoy having a sipper of when I'm doing interviews with podcasts.
Thank you.
That sounds like something that I should maybe look into.
You're going to move into this one?
Well, I'm just saying because
He's switching gears from that to that.
Fast.
You only go up.
Okay.
No, I do fast.
Intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting. So
yeah, he does. Yes.
If I come off of a fast and I have something like that, I might be all right.
You'll be smiling.
I might not be as mad as I am.
No,
coming off a fast.
I won't have to ask you, Herb, are you hungry right now?
Yeah,
you want to have something to eat, but that was just where this all started.
Okay. Well, I might have like a burger.
There you go.
So, Frank, I was curious where the name Settle Down Easy actually originated from, or how
Sure.
you guys kind of came about it, because for us, first time hearing about it, kind of creates an ambiance. It kind of creates an image of your head of a place that you can go and just relax. I was kind of curious as to, fits perfectly, you think, with the brewery. So, how did you guys come settle upon that?
So, as I mentioned, I've been brewing beer for a while, and in 2015, the story starts off a little sad, but I promise you it's very inspirational. I lost my younger brother, Brian, and he and I went to a show at the Warner Theater. We saw Tedeschi Trucks, and a month later, I got a call from my parents. I needed to come home immediately. Brian had passed.
Oh, wow.
So, a year after his death, Brian was a bartender at the Veterans of Foreign War in Brockway, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
And he was larger than life. Like, people came to the VFW when Brian was behind the bar. He made people feel better about themselves. Just an all-around amazing human being. And he bartended with my best friend in high school. His name was Jimmy. Not the same Jimmy that owns the brewery with me, but another Jimmy. And a year after his passing, he wrote on Facebook, "Settle Down Easy." And I saw him at Christmas, and I said, "Why did you write Settle Down Easy? Where is that from?" And he said, "Your brother's last call song every night was Ramble on Rose by the Grateful Dead. And there's a 7.5-minute version where Brian played that on the jukebox, and you had to finish your beer and get out, or Brian threw you out of the bar." So, that really resonated with me, and you listen to the lyrics of that song, and it's just like really cool and how it makes you feel. And I called the guys at Caboose, and I said, how did you trademark Caboose? And they said, there's a gentleman who's our attorney. His name's Dan. I called him, and he said, are you ready to open a brewery right this second? I said, just not yet, but one day. And he said, if I was you, I would get the Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, buy the domain, and just hold on to it. And when you're ready, go about it. Well, fast forward to my new friends, Jimmy and Chip, who live in the area, said, teach us how to make beer. We made the beer. The guys loved it. They sat me down at the kitchen table and said we wanted to open a brewery. And I said, I kind of have a name. And I said, Settle Down Easy. And that's when we all were like, wow, the emotion that evokes is such of calmness and relaxation. And it really aligns to what the feeling is of a brewery. So that's how that whole name and that concept.
I mean,
that was deep.
Definitely,
Yeah.
It's definitely a good name.
There was a lot of thought that went into this.
I mean,
so many things
it invokes a lot of
feelings,
thoughts. Yeah, because
and Grateful
you
Dead is
settle
wonderful
down easy,
too. But
relax, man, and have a beer.
That was what we were going for.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking when I didn't know that story was going to come out. Which
we didn't know we were going to be.
It was going to be. I was going to say it starts off pretty deep, pretty heavy, but now what a great thing is I get to memorialize my brother and tell a story about what this space means. And the music we play, the environment we build, we want people to come in and leave better than how they arrived. If they were having a bad day, it is settle down easy and relax, have a pint of beer, talk with your friends, reconnect with people you haven't seen in a while, and just leave feeling better than how you arrived.
Yep. Leave all the BS.
Oh man, there's
outside.
enough out there. There's enough out there.
It's a little too much.
Outside.
Right.
I think another fun thing that Bianca and I probably see a lot because we go to a lot of breweries, but Herb has Herb has started to see this as well. Is how you guys do flights here. I think it's really interesting. I remember the very first time I came here, and the bartenders were telling me about it. Cause I was like, what are you doing with these chips and stuff? And so it's really kind of cool. So can you kind of explain your flight setup? Another homage to my younger brother. My brother was the most adamant, diehard Texas Hold'em poker player. And every Christmas, he would always, I'd say, Brian, what do you want for Christmas? He said, another set of poker chips, because I lost mine while we were camping. And my wife and I, we were building the concept of Settle Down Easy with Jimmy and Chip. We would go do research and development. Go out and look at all the other bars, all the breweries, how they were doing their flight boards. And I was just scratching my head. I wanted to make it better. I wanted to have more thought behind it. And I asked my wife, who's an elementary school teacher, how do you organize third graders? And she said, I color code everything. And that was the moment where I was like, oh my gosh, poker chips are different colors. So a friend that went to college with Misty, his family had a barn, and he was tearing down a barn, and he made me a prototype like this. And I sent him the poker chips, and they just laid in the wood beautifully. And then Jimmy and Chip were looking at our menu board concepts, and we made every beer a different color menu. So when you come in, you choose your poker chips, and then you sit down in the brewery, and you can see if you're having the orange, it's 2 Cloud 9, yellows, the Sting, and so on and so forth. But that was the intention behind it. We wanted to, instead of handwriting and smudging the name, we wanted to use poker chips to identify each beer.
Okay.
I like that.
I know. It's like,
it's unique.
It's like you're thinking so somebody maybe grab a chip. You're like, hey,
you know what?
I need another one of these.
If someone, we do sell the poker chips.
Okay.
And I tell you, golfers love them because they're like ball markers, on the golf course.
Yep.
But every now and then one may go out the door, as a souvenir.
Right. I get it.
We like people to pay for the souvenirs.
It's like when people take cups and things like that.
Yes.
One day I looked behind the bar and I saw some glasses. I was like, surely we didn't break that many. And I look on social media and someone's posting this beautiful mug. I'm like, man, I hope you paid for that.
I know, right?
I feel like that's a regular thing that I see people do.
It is, because you got to go, the levels as well. Like, there's a few in my house, I'm sure.
Lord Jesus. Herb telling on himself. You
better
watch your glass.
It's not my glass, Because I was like a big bourbon, I'm a bourbon drinker, so like, you got to have a nice glass. And, after a while, though, I've settled down in my bad ways, and so my wife buys me glasses.
That's a good thing.
Thank you.
That is a good thing.
Right.
But I'm a bourbon drinker too, Herb, so we'll have a glass of bourbon one day together.
Yeah, you see? I find them everywhere. find them everywhere.
Even the brewery guys.
That's correct. Yeah. Yes.
Frank, I was wondering about your head brewery. You had mentioned another one, but from hearing your story, I feel like that would be hard for me to be like, all right, here's the reins to something I've worked 18 years on and things like that to give to somebody else. But obviously, you are probably in high demand and you can't be doing everything that you want to be. So, would you be able to tell us a little bit about him?
Yeah, that was initially the plan, where I was going to do a majority of the brewing, and just what we were talking about here. You love to cook in the kitchen, and you can make steak and potatoes, right? But when you start serving steak and potatoes to people that are paying a lot of money for steak and potatoes, you want to respect the craft.
Right.
And I told Jimmy and Chip, like, I can make beer for our friends in the neighborhood, and we're giving it away. That's one thing. But when you really want to come into a commercial environment, we should be thoughtful enough to hire somebody that has a discipline in commercial brewing. And that was a gentleman named Henry who came in. He came in from Heavy Seas, and he really helped set us up. He built the cornerstone of the brewery, helped take the recipes I had done as a home brewer and move them into commercial recipe design and maintenance. And then we brought in an assistant brewer named Derek, who had I look at my home brewing level. He took it to another level.
Yeah, well.
Like Derek was on a different planet when it came to home brewing and his knowledge, and he trained under Henry. And then in July, Henry decided to leave us and move on to his own brewery. He started his own brewery outside of Annapolis, and we sad to see him go, but that's kind of like the motto of this industry.
Yeah.
You work so hard at it, you want to do your own thing. And so we asked Derek, hey, could you step up and run this with us? And he has exceeded every turn and every expectation. And he has not lost a beat from when Henry was with us to now. No. And he's putting forth new ideas, new beers all the time. Yeah. And I've been brewing with him. I know we talked a little bit like furlough and stuff. Right. I was full-time with Marriott. And in April 2nd, I was furloughed. So that's when I really took on a more active role here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Derek and I have been brewing beer together ever since then.
Okay.
And Derek has now established himself as a good acumen, and he will eventually become our head brewer. I told him he had a 6-month audition.
Okay.
And he's done nothing but exceeded our expectations. So Jimmy, Chip, and I are excited to talk to him and tell him he's going to be the number one guy.
If he doesn't find out before we release this. So, he'll find out when we release this episode.
Derek, you need to go watch this.
Yeah,
you need to go watch Real.
Go watch this show really quickly. You'll find out.
Why?
Yeah.
Well, they're talking about beer. Okay. Oh,
no, that's pretty cool.
Surprise, Derek.
Do you all,
You have gotten
and
a
I
raise.
I'm going to ask this at every brewer we go to because I love this, but collaborations.
Yeah.
Collabs.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's I mean, we've now all of a sudden want to I want to.
You want to jump in and do a collab?
I know.
Let's get on one.
That's my thing, man. Like I'm saying, look,
I know. I probably have been looking at.
I've already asked for a
beer
bourbon,
science,
like a whiskey type of collab, but I'll be fine with a different version of the New England style.
Now, Herb, one of the cool things we're doing is the stout you just had. We have 2 kegs resting in Buffalo Trace. So that will be out on Black Friday.
Did you just touch our soul? What did you say?
So Buffalo Trace bourbon, that beautiful stout. You're like, this is kind of good.
God.
We have 2 kegs just resting on that beautiful bourbon.
So you
whiskey.
said you're selling one, and
One
then
keg.
you'll have one.
Right.
We will have approximately 144 bottles that we will.
Yeah.
We do on our 2-year anniversary on Saturday, November 14th. We will do a sign up. It's 2 bottles per person. Last year for our 1 year, those bottles were all signed up and gone during the 1 year, and then you pick them up on Black Friday. We open at noon or 1 o'clock, and people just come in, pick up their bottles for holiday gifts and things like that.
How do you sign up?
At our anniversary party, we have a registration table. We let folks know it's a 2-bottle minimum limit, and they sign up and. And then the year before that, we did it with another bourbon called Maker's Mark.
Oh!
And that was
great. Yes.
So I had a barrel Maker's Mark
If I'm
a
gonna
couple
drink
years
that,
ago.
I'm gonna drink
we
Maker's.
me and a buddy of mine got a barrel. I mean, we just ran out of the barrel.
Wow.
We did two types. We did just the regular Maker's Mark, and then also they had like a little drink. I forgot which one it was, but we had 2 types of barrels there, and we had just got last year or the year before? Just gotten our last bottle from that barrel. Which,
that's how it started about the collaboration.
Yeah.
See, you can take these stouts and make amazing things. Man. But we do have an exciting announcement. We are doing a collaboration with Sinistrol in Manassas.
Okay.
And those folks are awesome. Blaine and Stacy, I mean, they are really great people.
And we've heard about them from Jimmy's.
Go visit Sinistrol. We are going to do. I just don't want to announce it yet, but if you like that, I think we're going to make something like that. But it's going to be like a scoop of ice cream.
Oh my god!
I don't want to. People have to tune in.
Yeah,
you know.
That's right.
Yeah.
You have to watch out for the next episode.
Yes.
See Frank
and it sounds like we're going to be here drinking it because
I know, right?
I'm ready.
Like, I mean, like that Buffalo Trace thing is not
because Buffalo Trace is hot.
Yeah. So like you can't. At least for Virginia, you cannot find Buffalo Trace anywhere, and when it comes in, it's gone. It's gone to like that day.
So not the similar as the bourbon itself, but the barrels. We have to go through a broker,
right?
And I mean, it is very competitive.
When
you have craft breweries that want to age their stouts in Buffalo Trace and Maker's Marks.
Right.
So we spend a tremendous amount of money just on 2 wooden, empty, what they call wet barrels that have a little bit of the liquid left. But I mean, I try to drink it, but you don't want to drink that. You want to put 188-degree water in there, rinse that barrel out, and then put your beer in there and let it age. But the flavors come through, and it's like a marshmallowy, but the bourbon is there. It's delicious.
Man.
Yeah, I'm just ready.
I promise
I promise you, I will save 1 bottle for us to share.
Thank you.
Buffalo
that sounds
Trace
delicious. It's hot.
Like I mean,
they just put out there that ABC store had to like do a
lottery.
Yeah. Right.
That's awful. Like because like how do it.
You gonna
do a lottery? Like that's not fair. Like
there's a lot of people who do it.
You see somebody win it, and you're like,
I would be upset.
Them walk away.
Yeah, I would be upset
with the bottle.
Watch them walk away with the bottle.
This is how stuff happens where you meet the person around the corner, and all of a sudden he's laying on the sidewalk.
All right, y'all. Well,
but that's another episode.
That's a different episode.
Right? I think the next thing we're going to do is have a little bit more fun and try a little beer.
I tell you,
yeah.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
Right.
Here we go. So we got. I'm a beer virgin, so I'm not even going to be able to tell you what's going on here.
I thought you were about to go right on in.
I was like, look. I mean, you could just tell. Like, beer is to me wasn't like. What I'm looking at right now.
What were you drinking? Michelob's, Coronas. Your basic beers.
Yeah, the basic beers.
Yes.
And, I'll be like, okay, I've had enough of this Heineken. I'm not going to drink it anymore.
I can't drink that.
So I moved on to.
I feel like I'm snobby.
Strong. Yeah, like I mean, everybody that if you walk in the house and you walk into a party and you have like a case of something, they're looking at you like.
I am one of those people.
And then you're in a beer house when you walk into their house and they're like,
oh, thank you so much. Thanks. You can put that in the cooler.
Yeah. Outside.
I was going to say, now it's cold enough to put it outside.
Put it outside.
Right outside.
It's like taking the wrong dish to a party that people are like, why do you have raisins and carrots and all that stuff in your potato salad?
I can't with you.
Oh, yeah, we have an outside table for that.
It's where the kids are sitting.
Kids are sitting. They might throw something in it, or they might not. But so I guess we're going to go down the line.
This is
from right to left, left to right, whatever how you're looking at it. I think we need to start with how about light to kind of dark.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So what we got here?
So this is our on this side. The Hopwaphonic. That's our West Coast IPA. Okay. A large beer out in distribution. Also a number top seller inside the brewery. One of the cool things about the West Coast IPA is there's a craze right now about that hazy New England style IPA. The West Coast IPA is more clear. So for some folks, they're intimidated by that haze or the citrus flavor of a New England IPA. Okay. This is a great beer because it's nice, crisp, and clean. Slightly higher on the alcohol. That's 7.4%.
Really?
Yeah. So a little bit higher.
Because it doesn't even look like it'll get you drunk.
No.
It looks very
clear
and clean.
Clear and clean, and
that's how
you're like,
that's how it gets you.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, this is cool. I can drink that.
Sneaks right up on you.
And then you have a couple of those, and you're like, okay.
I got to call an Uber.
Uber time.
Be safe.
Yeah. So I'm gonna taste that one.
Okay, you do that.
If that's okay with you.
This one looks like my favorite too.
Yeah, so this is a really great beer that Derek brewed for us, and has the haziness and the cloudiness of a New England IPA.
Yeah.
But it's an American Pale Ale, and it's called "I Want to Ride My Kavicicle."
Hold on. Say, I want to what?
I want to ride my Kavicicle.
Kavicicle.
So kind of like bicycle,
Yeah.
but the yeast strain in this herb is Kvik style yeast. It's a Norwegian style yeast strain. I know. It's expensive now.
Yeah.
Like Norwegian.
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
It just means that this style of yeast can ferment up over 85 degrees, which two different styles of beer. You have ales and you have lagers. And that is the essential center tree to all beers.
Okay.
Is an ale and a lager. So this is a pale ale, so it comes from the ale side. Ales are honey jalapeno. They're the fruitier, the juicier beers. Lagers are your crisp, clean. Lagers ferment at the bottom of the tank. They take more time to make. A Yingling, for example, Heineken. These are lagered style beers, have a different way that people pronounce them as being very crisp and clean.
Yes.
The pale ales or ales have a lot more body to them.
Body to it.
Yeah. So this one is made with I think a lot of flavors.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of flavors. I noticed that.
And this one, based on the hop profile we use, the bouquet, if you will, has a great floral bouquet around this beer. Very, very popular inside the brewery. We have 4 flagship beers. The 8 around the outside of the board always change. So this has been on tap for about 4 weeks now, and it's down to the last keg.
Okay.
So this is about ready to go.
Okay.
So those are those 2 beers. I can go down the remainder just to see.
Yeah.
So this beautiful red beer, we make we always like to have a sour option.
Okay.
People do love a sour. And we made a raspberry sour. We took that beer, blackberry sour. We took that beer and we put it in a Pinot Noir barrel, and we aged it for 2 months. Yeah, Pinot Noir.
So
I know, it sounds so bougie.
Noir,
yeah.
Like
this one has this beautiful tartness to it. So think about like a Sour Patch Kid. But the wine barrel added this juiciness to it, a little bit of oak to it, and really enhanced the body. And has been very, very well received. It's called Barely Buried because we put it in the barrel. And we finished it right at 6.66%. Okay. So this was a beer we released over Halloween.
Nice.
And we had a little bit extra.
666.
666.
Wow.
And it's been very, very well received, so we're really happy with that. And finally, the beer on the end. This is a white IPA or a Belgian IPA called Dr. Dippel's IPA. And the homage to this beer was I had something in my eye. I went to this amazing doctor who took care of me. His name was Dr. Brett Dippels. And because he took good care of me, I made a beer in his honor. So this is your flight that you guys chose.
Yeah.
So I wish you cheers.
Wish you the best of luck.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Best of luck.
Wish you the best of luck, sir.
Should we rock, paper, scissors for
no, you can go in and drink what you like.
Right.
I'll be polite.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and let you get the...
I already told you what I wanted.
Okay. So then why are you going to tell me first you're telling me to,
You can pick, but I already told you
what don't touch that one.
Yep.
You can pick one, but don't touch that one.
But you touch that one, I break your finger.
That's right.
So now, for all you non-beer people like me, you have to smell it.
Yeah,
before you drink.
That is absolutely correct. Thank you. I am proud of you for that.
So, Frank, while I have them busy drinking instead of talking, the question that I wanted to ask you, we talked about collaborations and partnerships, and I think one that you guys have that I wanted to highlight is the food one that you guys have here in-house, because a lot of breweries don't have kitchens inside them, or they get food trucks that sporadically come and kind of changes here or there, but you guys have a really great partnership with a local restaurant. So you wouldn't mind telling us a little bit about that.
Yeah, sure. So when we were building out Settle Down Easy, we are right beside a Tex-Mex restaurant called LTO's, and they have 4 stores in the Northern Virginia area. And we were having all of our owners meetings, interviews, investor meetings at LTO's. And Ulysses, the general manager, came to us one day and said, "Y'all have been coming to the restaurant so much. What are you guys doing?" And we said, "We're opening Settle Down Easy right in the same shopping plaza." And we had originally envisioned to do food trucks. And food trucks are great because you have a different flavor, a different profile you can bring in each night of the week. But what LTO said, "Hey, if we could do a small taco stand, we would love to do a partnership with you." And they have already been vetted in the community, and their product is really great. They have amazing food. So we said, you know what, let's do a taco stand that's built inside the brewery. And the first weekend we opened, it was cash only through their register. And that Sunday we closed, and the owner of LTO's called us and said, "Hey, I need to have a meeting with you guys." And we were like, "Oh no, this isn't going to work." So on Monday the next week after our grand opening, we met at the brewery. He said, "Can I have a glass of the Scoville Sting?" We're like, "Sure." And he said, "Gentlemen, you guys sold more tacos on a Saturday than we did on in the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in the restaurant." And he said, "You're on to something special. We want to enhance the offerings. We want to run a line into our kitchen so that your customers can order any item we have, and we'll deliver right to the table." And they have been truly amazing partners. Talk about collaboration.
Yeah.
They have been phenomenal.
That's serious collaboration.
Yeah. That is serious.
And I mean, have a taco and beer. It's just like
that's my jam right there.
That sounds like
who doesn't like tacos?
Right,
herb and bourbon. I mean, it's just like it goes hand in hand.
Hand in hand. Like,
so good.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Like if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Like, it's real.
I love that.
But they've been doing specialty menus for us too. They do signature dishes. Tomorrow night's Tuesday. They do a $2 taco for us for our open mic.
Nice.
They are always evolving, always being creative, always being thoughtful, and they've just done. They've been really great partners.
They've been great in the community.
Yeah, it sounds like
you guys, community partners.
I know. That's the best thing. Is like I tell people all the time. It's not even about like, oh yeah, you want to put stuff out on social media and all that stuff. Is really, really what you want to do is
build a relationship.
Build a relationship with the community. People talk about you. They'll tell this person, hey, you need to go over here because this is what they do. And all of a sudden, it just...
You flourish.
You flourish. Like,
and you win gold medals.
Yes.
You offer a bad experience, people tell 7 of their friends. It's like, we live in this world of just quick communication, but when you provide a great product with a great partnership in LTOs, it takes a little bit longer, but I'm so proud of our Yelp and Google reviews. So much so that as we navigated through the pandemic, there was a weekend where DC was still under lockdown.
Yes.
And we were blessed to have an outside tent. And I came into the brewery at 4:00, and my wife said, "Look at all the cars." And I said, "Oh my gosh, every plate is a DC plate." So people were word of mouth,
coming out the city,
building the relationship, building the community, building a good, knowledgeable product that people want to enjoy, and it was all word of mouth.
Yeah,
word of mouth.
It just started one by one.
I found out about Settle Down Easy Brewing through the Northern Virginia Drink Nova Facebook page.
Those are good guys.
Yeah, see?
The what?
Yeah.
The who?
Yeah, Herb.
Finger
social
on the
media.
pulse.
You got It's all social media stuff.
It's all social media stuff.
Yes,
I'm
social
not...
media. A few people like Ben and his fiance and a few others are a part of this Drink Nova group where it's full of, I think it's up to 10,000 plus people in it, right? Exactly.
We just did
I saw your Halloween party
with Drink Nova.
That's right.
And we did their 1 year anniversary when I think they had 5,000 to 6,000 followers in May of 2019. And then Jen and John, who own Drink Nova, reached out to me and said, "Hey, could we do our Halloween party with y'all? We're going to be very thoughtful and do social distancing, and we're going to cap it at 50 people."
Yeah.
So in 2.5, 3 days, they were sold out, and we had a wait list, and we did their party on Saturday, and just the best people you could ask for. Just knowledgeable, kind. They know in the community of what the new bars, the restaurants. That's a great page to follow, Drink Nova. They're really great.
It is a great page to follow. I do enjoy that page. I do like to post about things.
I think you do. I think I've seen a couple of things.
That's right. I do like to post my
stuff. This stuff, man.
You gotta keep your finger on the pulse.
I know,
what's new,
but
what's
I'm just
out.
like, give me a drink or give me some food, and I'm good. You know.
Well, Herb, what did you think about your first taster there?
It was
obviously
absolutely.
It's gone.
Yeah.
I did one sip.
Oh, is that what you're supposed to do? Well, guess what? It's very good.
Yes.
I am inclined to more of the New England, but like that was very tasty.
This is delicious.
I'm sure.
I know.
Because
I just would like to tell you.
You definitely wanted to make sure I didn't take that one.
I did.
Which was kind of selfish, but
I requested it first, and then
you did request it
see.
first. So,
Thank you. There we go.
So maybe at the end of this, I might have a little bit of not that, but
well, no, I mean not this one.
So
right?
I'm gonna try. I might try it now.
Yep. Because she already had that.
You've already had that. Like
She had a
She's
little
several.
double secret tasting.
Hey, I didn't have several.
Several.
Thank you.
That is true.
I am
She's
in the
not
back
driving.
seat.
Yeah, you are in the back seat.
That's right.
So
Frank,
So this
could
is
you
barely
talk,
buried.
Could you
Barely
talk to us
buried.
too about the Royal 45s and
Oh, yeah.
the things you're doing here? Because a lot of places do mug clubs or do some type of,
Like membership.
membership for their brewery. So I was kind of interested to see if people really want to support you guys or really want to be more involved, because you guys do have an amazing thing going on here, especially with all the stuff that we talked about so far. And I know we have a few more questions too.
Sure. Yeah, we when we launched Settle Down Easy, we wanted to be very thoughtful. And another homage back to Brian, my brother, he was a huge history buff. So we wanted to look at the history of Fairfax County, where this brewery was built. And back during the Revolutionary War, Lord Fairfax was given Fairfax County by a privy council in England. So that just hit us over one night. The three guys are sitting here sipping on beers and coming up with creative ways. We call our mug club something unique and different. So we called it the Privy Council. And we do have different categories, the Royal 45s, the 20 regiments, and another one. But then our annual membership is the Rose Hill Society, which is $150 annual. And the three that I mentioned earlier, they're almost at capacity, but the Rose Hill, anyone can buy in at any time during the year. And why we called it the Rose Hill Society was Rose Hill Cemetery in Macon, Georgia, where is the final resting place of Dwayne Allman, Greg Allman, and Barry Oakley of the Allman Brothers. So again, we talked about the logo a little bit. There's this guitar in the imagery of Settle Down Easy. And my brother and I were just die-hard classic rock fans. The Allman Brothers, Grateful Dead, Pink Floyd, and Rose Hill is where three founding members of the Allman Brothers are buried. So we wanted to have this tribute to the band.
What you like.
Yeah, that's really what my brother and I loved. So much
Everything
so
is so sentimental.
I know.
We tried to make it.
Not to age myself, but
He's trying to jerk. He's trying to get some tears out of here.
I know.
So
Not
we
to
get
age
emotional.
myself, not to age myself, but I grew up part of my life in England, and my brother snuck me into a Pink Floyd concert.
Oh, I thought you was
Really?
going to say Grateful Dead. I was going to say,
No.
all right,
Pink
Herb.
Floyd now.
Pink Floyd. Yeah, I was a little young.
Be
but
surprised. No,
I know, right? I know, it was great.
I'm not surprised, actually. You like
So
music.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very cool. I was like sold, like, oh, okay, I can dig it.
Yeah. And
'Cause, they have a different style to them.
your council
Yep.
members, you told us a cool thing about what they get to do with you.
Yeah, the Royal 45s, they actually get to design a beer, create the recipe, and then brew it with Derek and I in the brewery. And then their beer goes on tap. They get to name it. They get to have a little tapping party. They bring in their friends, and we enjoy their beer together. And the last beer we did was a black IPA that was gone in like 2.5 weeks. It was so popular.
Yeah.
So it just really depends on the style, what inspires that council member, and we just make beer with them.
I
And
think that is so cool.
like the black IPA? I guess it was the darkness of it, but was it like
you want to know the science behind it?
Yeah, like a heavier beer, or was it like?
It was. I want to say it was in the mid-7s, or maybe it was 8.1. I think it was 8.1. So it was a big.
I like anything with 8 on it. 8.1 sounds really way better
than 7.9.
Yeah, sounds right up his alley. Yeah,
but
that's him taking it easy.
It's a darker style beer. So I know when we started the show, you were having that LeBron chocolate stout. Same body. You know, it's we don't add the cocoa nibs to the IPA. We use a lot more hops, and then we actually dry hop a black IPA. So this was very important to this Privy Council member. They wanted to do a black IPA. It's unique because it's not everybody gets that style of beer.
Yeah.
But that was their decision, and we support those that buy into that level of the Privy Council. And we have a couple more beers coming down the line, but we've had some really fun ones.
Yeah. And this one is
barely.
You like it?
Yes.
Yeah, it was
wine
delicious.
Drinkers, it's definitely something down your alley. It's very good.
I'm into that. That's why I said it gives me Maggie Arfield. She's such a wine drinker.
Yeah, like if you have somebody that's like, hey, let's go to a brewery. And this is
you have something for all.
Yeah.
We try.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Something else we haven't even got to was we have a hard seltzer. We may have to do another thing now.
Take 3.
Exactly. What are you saying?
What are you saying? I got to work tomorrow.
That's right up our alley.
I got to work too, but I make beer and drink beer. So
I know. You got the best job in the world.
I'm not complaining. My wife asks questions every now and then, but that's okay.
She does.
Love it.
Yeah, I've got a question. We were on the drive here. How did you guys pick Falls Church?
Oh, yeah.
This location. Yeah.
To settle down in.
So we
That
was like
hey, that
settle
was
down and
settle down.
Yep.
I know all three was the same time. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Good question.
Yeah.
I like that.
So the 3 owners where we all live was in Fairfax County. And we knew we wanted to be inside the county in which we lived. That was very important to us, based on circles of influence, based on where our children played sports or our children went to elementary and middle and high school. We wanted to be in that community. And Fairfax can be tough because Fairfax, if you think about it, was built in the 60s, 70s, early 80s. So the buildings are not conducive for launching craft breweries.
Right.
If you're a little further on the west side, they could be a little bit newer. But we struggled. We went through 50 to 55 different location searches until we found this spot. And this was an old, it was very nice, but it was a older building that had a high performance bike for triathlons inside of it. And at first we passed on it. And then I told Jimmy and Chip, I said, we should come back and do another walkthrough. I think it would fit the need. And we had a meeting with the landlord who had a meeting with us and said, I want a craft brewery in my portfolio.
Yeah.
And he has been so generous, so kind, so helpful to help us launch Settle Down Easy, gave us what we needed to get the building done, have enough time.
And all that stuff.
We had to get some things up to code.
It's always nice when you have a nice landlord
landlords
with you and believe in what you're doing.
It really is. And when we set out on this, we asked 6 different breweries to sit on our advisory board, and we would go to them with questions and say, how did you get by this part? How did you get by this part? Because we were novice. This was our first business venture, and we wanted to make sure we had resources to help us. And the brewing community...
It's very, very small and big.
It is.
At the same time.
But at the same time, it's every brewery we asked to help us, they said, listen, we'll help you, but after you guys open, someone's going to come to you and want help. You have to pay it forward.
Yeah.
And I'm helping another brewery owner right now who's opening in Burke.
See, I like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, they're opening in Burke.
Well, I'm giving you guys the breaking news.
I know, I like that, right?
That's right.
Exactly, right?
So I won't give all the details to it, but they've passed some tests. They have their license, and they are going to be opening the next brewery in Fairfax County.
That's what I was going to say. Is that number 10?
So there are 7.
I was way advanced.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I think you're projecting for 10.
They're all different. You have Bike Lane, which is super tall. You have Chubby Squirrel in Fairfax, which I don't even know if they could consider like a Like, I mean, they make
they're a brewery.
Yeah.
So it's what's unique is you have breweries like Caboose that are in the town of Vienna.
Mm-hmm.
You have Chubby Squirrel that are in the town of Fairfax.
Okay.
You have Audacious and Solus that are in the city of Falls Church. But there are only 7 in Fairfax County.
Right.
So we are in Falls Church, but we're Fairfax County.
Right.
So it's just about drawing lines.
Yeah.
You know? That's what it comes down to.
Okay.
But all those guys I mentioned, they're
that's
very,
pretty
very
cool.
good to us,
Yeah.
and they're very, very reciprocal on help and support, which is awesome.
Cool. That
I
is
love
you.
that. I know.
This
I'm
was
just
good.
being polite about it.
Thank you.
You know,
I was
be
just trying to
polite,
be
like,
nice.
because
I don't
I guess
know.
now we got take 3, and
I know. I'm into that
there's
salsa.
this thing that's
Yeah.
called salsa.
Yeah, we've been on a little health kick, so we've been trying to get
This
our
is-
life
yeah.
right.
This is the drink for you.
This
Yeah.
is a drink for everyone.
Yeah.
I think salsa is like a big.
slight excuse to drink. Basically, you don't have that much guilt.
Right.
No. See, I'm always conservative, and I just drink on days that end in Y. Just to keep it clean.
Yeah. I know.
It's pretty simple that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good way to do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
that
like
way
that.
you
I
have
should
no
take that
excuse,
up.
right?
We should take that up.
Yeah,
Just days that end in Y.
Yep.
I actually was doing that a lot during COVID.
It's still the thing. During COVID.
I
You
mean,
mean
during
quarantine? Your quarantine?
During my quarantine.
There you go. Yeah, so your
Because I was
quarantine.
quarantined way too much.
Too
And
long.
It was like, whoa. It was
Frank,
bad.
I think one of my last questions would be, you guys, you talked about it a little bit about hosting parties and stuff like that for the Royal 45s and things like that for releases. And I recently was here for the Brew Fest where you guys had your oyster roast, and I just sitting around because I'm always trying to listen and pick up things so I could interview about. But I thought I heard somebody mention that was your first time doing it, that you guys had done it previously. So I was kind of interested to see. Just can you talk about events that happen here, maybe big ones that kind of are going on? I know you have your anniversary that's coming up really soon, so definitely want to plug that and definitely bring attention to that because, I'll be back in time for that, so people probably
Thank you for that question. Going through the pandemic, we wanted to be very thoughtful about how do we invite people inside the building? How do we encourage people to come out and consume alcohol at our brewery, but also be mindful of social distancing and respectful and being very safe. So it started with our Oktoberfest. We had our Oktoberfest. We opened up the front patio. We asked our landlord if we could use the back of the parking lot. We rented a whole bunch of highboy chairs. We put them all 8 feet apart, and we had the first event, and that went very well. And we watched how people wore their masks in the building, really were mindful of sanitation. We did everything in our power to keep people at a respectful distance. And the community turned out to be very understanding and respectful of that. So then we were like, okay, what's the next event? And it was this time we were talking to Sean at Mustang Sally's, and he puts on the Fairfax County Brew Festival every year.
Yep.
And in our conversations, and he's so good about asking everyone's opinion, where he wanted to bring everyone together, but he just couldn't bring 5,000, 6,000 people to his brewery. It just wasn't safe. So in our conversations, we were like, what if we made it the ultimate social distancing event? And every brewery in Fairfax County did a small event.
Yeah.
And it allowed the locals to that area to come and celebrate the Fairfax County Brew Festival. Yeah. So every brewery did a special event. We did our Oyster Festival. We brought in 2,000 oysters from Gloucester, Virginia. We were gone in 4 hours. It was another wonderful event. And those events that we did through COVID taught us how to prepare for our 2-year anniversary, which is November 14th. And we're going to continue with a front patio, outside seating, moderate seating inside, spreading out our tables and chairs inside the brewery, and then again, doing what we did for the other events in the back and spreading all highboy tables 8 feet apart.
Yeah.
Saturday, November 14th will be our 2-year anniversary party, and we're going to have a little get together, and we think a lot of folks from the community will come out and support us for that day as well.
That sounds like a
they
party.
will. That's right. Yeah. Sounds like we might be here, huh?
Yeah.
I think
we got to sign up for our bottles.
VIP invitation.
Yeah, I'm into that. We'll be here.
Yeah, but I thought I was inside track on bottle.
No, I got you a bottle.
He said
I got you.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
right. It's
We're only going to
Make it
sell
easy.
143 bottles.
Right, thank you.
One has been marked aside already.
Just saying.
I'm going to come and get two separate bottles.
So,
right.
I had an odd question.
Yeah.
So, lights.
Oh,
Yeah, right. So
at the lights.
we opened the brewery, and before we even opened, there were so many people that live around us. We would be in here at 9 o'clock at night, like cleaning and like sanding the floors, and people would knock on the door and just say, "Are you opening a brewery?" And we live around the house. We live around our house is around the corner. We live across the street. My husband and I were walking our dog, and we saw the lights on. So the community just started rallying before we even opened. We opened November 2018. This one gentleman came in, was a diehard fan. The grand opening, he was here 4 separate times with new people from his community. And his name is Chaz. And so we were in here.
I tell you what, there's some odd names around Falls Church. I tell you about Chaz. I'm sure Chip's probably around here too, right?
I like that. Yeah.
But we were getting decorating for the holidays, like right after Thanksgiving, and Chaz said, "I have all these lights. Can I give them to you?" So he came in after 9 o'clock at night with Jimmy, Chip, my wife, and I. All of our families were here, and he gets up on a ladder and just starts decorating this. And we finished, and I was like, "That looks so cool."
Let's keep it.
We said, let's keep it after the holiday season. And people come in and they're like, we just love the holiday lights around.
When I pulled up, I was like, hell, look at those lights.
They're ready.
They're ready.
They are ready. It's Halloween.
Like,
It's over. Yeah.
Halloween is over. Then Christmas. Christmas is coming.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's like winter's coming. Christmas
Well,
is coming.
thank you for letting us enjoy these beers.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been an honor.
That's
And now-
because now we get ready to try seltzer.
some
Yeah.
seltzer.
I'm ready for that. Yes.
And well, welcome back, Carter. So check it out. We are now trying seltzer, which is something that came out
this
of
seltzer,
the blue. Like
you can smell it from right
I think
here.
Frank's trying to get me drunk tonight.
Yes.
Because I was just expecting to have a couple of beers, and now
you feel good, don't you?
This is like the finisher.
You're going to be
It's
really
like drinking.
warm when we get
It's
outside
like drinking.
to the car.
It's like drinking the end of the night.
It's a palate cleanser,
Yeah,
for sure.
There it is, palate cleanser, and it's healthy. Sounds healthy.
I mean, if you
Tell
guys
them yes.
Sounds. Come on, man. Sell it as healthy.
So the seltzer came about where so many people come into the brewery that are gluten-free.
Okay.
And we worked with our ABC agent because I wanted to make sure we were able to make a seltzer because there's, people come in and like, do you have a cider? Do you have wine? And we are only allowed to make beer because we're a brewery. But seltzer is this unique hybrid where if you use cane sugar or dextrose, you can make a alcoholic seltzer, a hard seltzer, if you will. And in the world of Trulies and White Claw,
it's my flow.
There's a very big demographic who enjoys this product that doesn't have the same.
Man.
I know it, and I don't want to confuse it with being healthier because it's still an alcoholic drink.
Yeah.
So I want to be mindful. But anything in moderation is okay, or that's what my wife says. But the one thing about this seltzer was we made it. And Derek said, I really want to use fresh, natural ingredients. And beside us is a business that they fresh press juice. So they did 2 10-barrel containers, 10-gallon containers of lime juice, and 1 10-gallon container of fresh pressed ginger. And when we added that into the fermenter, the aromatics of it was so good. I said, Derek, I think you were right. Spending the little extra time on quality of ingredients. And we tapped this, and people came up and said, this tastes like a Moscow Mule with the ginger and the lime.
I'm liking Derek.
Yeah, Derek, he's a good guy.
Derek's a good guy, man.
We
Derek,
need to put a picture of him in there.
You're about to get something good. Buddy.
He has his own special highlight.
You're going to get a shout out from us, definitely. So
this is our hard seltzer.
Hard seltzer. Cheers.
Oh. Oh, this is
good.
This is a time.
It's only 17.5% alcohol.
Well, look.
So, no, I'm kidding.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
I was like, what? Well,
Herb, we can't drink this.
Hey, it don't taste like 17%. So, hey.
Herb, on one sip. You know?
I know, right?
No, this is
But it
delicious.
is 5.8, and we're really, really happy with this.
I'm really happy with the fact that you said it's 5.8. Your usual seltzer is about, 4, 7,
4 something,
5,
4,
but
9.
like 5.8, I would run to the store and get 3 cases of this just
Well, I
to
appreciate
make
it,
sure I get it before
Well, I mean,
it
it's
sells out.
also, like you said, it's like refreshing.
Oh, it's very
So
refreshing.
The refreshing part of it is like, okay, it kind of fools you with the healthy.
Drinking this, I feel like I could drink this with eating a salad, on a nice day at the water,
Look
at
at
the
you being
beach.
all healthy and stuff.
Very
having
bougie.
a salad.
Yeah, you see the pinky up?
Yeah.
No, I'm messing with.
Yeah. The salad with some almonds.
Yeah.
And
Nice strawberry salad.
Nice
That'd be
strawberry
really
salad,
good.
yeah.
Yes, but this is delicious.
I
You
appreciate
guys
it.
have a special product here.
Thank you so much.
This is a new
Yep. His
thing.
name's not Derek. His name's D.
There's-
D.
He got it. Yeah, there
D.
you go. Yep.
D, this is
I mean,
good,
he's
D.
in with her right there. Yep. He don't know it yet. He'll know soon.
He'll know. D,
You are
you the
silly.
man.
Maybe next time you guys come in and do a brew with us, we'll brew a seltzer
Yeah.
in your honor.
This
How
one's
about
gonna be let's do that. A seltzer. We got to put blackberry in it.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that'd be really
Call it the
good.
darker the berry, the
Darker
sweeter
the
the
berry, the
juice.
sweeter the juice.
Bruh.
Better get with it.
There you go. We on to something.
I like it.
I'm glad it's recorded so you guys can remember those.
Right.
Because we will not remember it.
any of this. Did I say that?
Wake up tomorrow and be like, hey
I
guys,
swear
so what?
that I said
How?
that.
That's on the outtake reel. It's like, let's do the bloopers.
Yeah.
Like once you go on the dark side.
No, this. Ooh, on the dark side. Look at you
You
with
know
the
what?
names.
So every May the 4th,
Yeah.
we drop a Star Wars beer. I like if we
Really?
do blackberry hard seltzer. We call it on the dark side.
Look at that.
I like this.
Yeah,
We
see?
just built a collaboration.
We just built a
Wait, we're gonna edit that. I don't want anyone to know we're gonna do that.
We're gonna cut
not
that
doing
right
it.
on out. We're cutting that right on out. And
Chip, don't
yeah.
say nothing. Derek, don't say nothing. Jimmy,
I love it.
don't say nothing.
So at the end of every episode, we love to highlight the business that we are at. And since we're here, we want you to be able to tell people where you are, what your address is, your social media handles, what is your next release, and so they can come and pick it up.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys first and foremost for being here and,
thank
and
you.
highlighting
Thank you.
us. That,
You
that
have no-
means the
thank
world.
you.
No,
So
thank you.
Yeah.
just let me
I
give
was
you the
really
bill before you
thirsty,
guys go.
so I got
Yes.
No, it's an honor hosting you guys, and I saw what you all did at Mustang Sally's, and I really enjoyed that episode. So thank you for asking us to be part
Thank
of this
you.
and be part of the community. So it means a lot. We're Settle Down Easy Brewing in Falls Church, Virginia, 2822 Fairfax Drive, right here in the heart of Fairfax County, inside the Beltway. So great walkability. Tremendous parking lot outside, so for parking we have ample space. November 14th we celebrate our 2 years of business. That's on Saturday. We're doing a lot of fun for that. We have Ostra de Nino, an Italian restaurant in Arlington. They will be doing a pop-up with sweet sausage sandwiches and a meatball hoagie for the day of the 2 year.
Wow.
We have a tie-dye artist that will be coming in doing some tie-dye, and we'll of course have our partnership with LTO's. Something really cool is on the 2 year. LTO's will be launching a chili made with our honey jalapeno beer.
Ooh.
So that's kind of really cool. That'll be dropping on the
more
14th.
incentive.
More like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like we're gonna Uber here and Uber home.
That's right, because I don't think we can drive here and leave the car.
I know.
I got parking passes.
We're gonna need something.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
But yeah, you can find us on settledowneasybrewing.com, Google us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. But really sincerely appreciate you guys coming and hanging with us tonight.
No,
No,
thank you for having us.
Thank you
and
for having us.
It's
Yeah.
actually kind of fitting to have this seltzer at the end of the night.
Because it
At
cleanses
the
your
end of the
palate.
show.
See?
It cleanses your
Correct.
palate.
There you go.
And
Look at you,
say,
Herbert.
never to say the least, but thanks for joining us.
Yes.
Peace,
Until next time.
Love and
All that goodness.
Seltzer it up.
The Real to Real podcast is presented by Herbert Williams Bafo and Bianca Mosquitis. Our producer is Ben Runyon. Our technical director is Nick Patry. Audio and video lead is Megan Kottner. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow and like us on Facebook and Instagram at Real to Real and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, or anywhere else podcasts are found. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes. It's been real with Coach Herb and B.